Hello, so we have found a brand new glitch in Mad Max yesterday that allows us to play on the title screen. How we set up this glitch is it actually uses the video mode. By pulling up the video mode and entering it as we die, we can overlap the video mode menu with the death menu. We can then use this to bring up the pause menu and have the pause menu overlaid with the death menu. And this is what the pause menu looks like. By carefully going through the pause menu, we can make it so that we can load a game at the same time that we exit to the main menu in the pause menu. So we're loading the game through the death menu and returning to the main menu through the pause menu. What happens when you do this is we are able to load that same save file onto the title screen. Now, normally you wouldn't be able to move. However, if we plug in a second controller, we are able to move around. Do know that with the second controller, you can still do things on the menu. So one strategy is to load the credits while we're on here, because the only button that you can press on the credits is B to go back to the main menu, so we can do most of our stuff just on the credits. And now, while you're playing on the title screen, everything seems to work fine, except a few things. One, we're not allowed to bring up any other menu. We can't bring up the pause menu, we can't bring up the map, we can't bring up the photo mode or video mode again. We also can't skip cutscenes. The prompt just never comes up. We can take damage, but we don't actually die. And what happens if you lose all your health and you get into this like pseudo death state is that you just are like in an infinite ragdoll, so you can't actually do anything, and it's basically a soft lock on the game. There are a couple things that we can bring up while we're on the menu. We can resume a game, which will just load our save game. We can load a save game, any save game. Do note that while we are in this main menu thing, the game still auto saves and we can still save to our files. Theoretically, you could like finish a mission or do almost an entire mission as long as you don't have to talk to anybody, because again, that prompt doesn't actually come up. So like the skip prompt, the talk prompt doesn't actually come up. We can watch cutscenes perfectly fine. Weirdly enough, if you try to hit the new game button, because I think normally on the main menu when you click new game, it starts that cutscene on the title screen, and then you can skip that cutscene, but you can't actually skip the cutscene, and the normal cutscene doesn't play. So you kind of just get soft locked when you try to hit a new game. We can bring up other things. We can bring up the WB Play menu, doesn't really do anything. Bring up the DLC menu, which just loads up a thing in Steam. We can exit the game, we can pull up the settings menu if we really want to, we can pull up the credits as mentioned earlier. But as of right now, it doesn't actually seem like we can do anything inside this menu. But there are some other things that we can do outside of this using that same menu overflow glitch. So we can actually access our auto saves as well. On the pause menu, instead of going to the return to main menu prompt, we can go to the auto saves prompt. And then what we can do with that is we can delete an autosave as we tried to load that autosave inside of the death menu. You get a really weird thing that happens when you try to do that. It'll bring up this message that says, "Please wait for the installation process to complete. Progress 100% complete." I have no idea why it says this. You get a prompt to continue or go to the main menu, but unfortunately it doesn't look like you can actually load a deleted save, or we have not found a way to do that. But I thought this was just a very interesting glitch that allows you to play on the title screen. I encourage anyone watching this video to try this out for themselves, maybe find something with it, who knows. That is it. Thank you for watching.